apparently I'm live, but apparently you can also see my microphone in my computer. So I'm just going to make a small adjustment before we start. I will welcome you, even while I make this adjustment, to our Saturday and recorded Try This at Home Yoga Intermissions. It is wonderful to have you here. That's a little bit better. And my name is Karen, coming to you straight from Vermont. I have a really wonderful practice planned today. At least I hope you find it so. For me, I have been doing this all week, so it has become almost second nature. Although they say it takes 10,000 hours to master something, and a week of practicing this is certainly not 10,000 hours. But anyway, the focus today is breath and breathing. And it came to my attention this week during a private practice that we don't all have a sense for using intention with breath and for I don't want to call them purposes, the motivations behind the types of breath that we do in yoga or pranayama practice or whatever it might be. So I really pulled together kind of three motivations to practice today. The first is to become focused and present. The second is to establish balanced breath and to learn to control the breath. And the third is how we use breath to support our movements, both in terms of finding the yoga pose as we move in and out of it, and in terms of the safety of your human form. So we're going to start with what many of you have probably experienced at the beginnings of a practice and before Shavasana, which is becoming focused, becoming present in this moment, in the space that we are in, motivated to practice. And that is the cleansing breath, where we inhale through the nose and fill up the belly and the chest. And then we, with vocalization, exhale out the mouth. That vocalization is important because it cues the body to relax and it enables us to sort of focus in on the here and now and on the breath. So we'll start with that, 3 cleansing breaths. You might close your eyes, your choice, sit up nice and tall. If your knees are way above your hips, you might sit on something. I have chosen not to today. But a little slight drawing in of the navel, in and up, and a teeny little, titchy little movement forward of the pelvis. Lowering of the shoulders from the ears, and we take 3 cleansing vocalized breaths. We'll vocalize on the exhale. And back to a natural breath. If you do feel like you need a couple more of those rounds to become more present in your space in this practice, go ahead and take them. In the meantime, I'll find my natural breath, which is very different from what it was when I came in. My shoulders are released from my ears. My chest is softer. My face doesn't feel squinchy. And then we're going to move right into the practice of breath control. And breath control meaning giving yourself the opportunity to practice several options. We're going to practice one, which is box breath, to create balance within the breath and the body, to further our focus on the breath, and to prepare ourselves for the asana practice. So we're going to take box breath. We're going to do 4 in, 4 hold, 4 out, 4 hold. That's all through the nose. And then we'll do 6 in the square, and then we'll do 8 in the square. So part of what's required here in terms of the breath control is the slowing down and the observation. And if you don't make the number, you don't make the number. No big deal. It's just pranayama, right? So that's why it's called practice. It's not perfect. All right, so we're going to breathe in, 2, 3, 4, and retain, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out through the nose, 2, 3, 4, and hold, 2, 3, 4. In 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Out 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 6, 4, 3, 2, 1. In 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Retain 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathe out 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. In through the nose and fully out through the mouth. In those times where you are feeling fight or flight or feeling uptight, you may consider that sort of a practice. There's also the traditional Tibetan breath with the two first fingers right above and between the eyebrows. And we block one nostril, breathe in, block the other, breathe out. And you can alternate. Or you can do 3 on one side and 3 on the other. But there's lots of tools in that pranayama toolbox. You may look them up if you like to help find the one that works for you most. Those are the simplest and also the ones that I find more prevalent, both in yoga classes live and online and through VR and that sort of thing. I say yoga, breath. All right, so we're going to move into movement. The general tool of tooling of the breath with your movement is that if you are opening up, you are breathing in. If you are closing down, you are breathing in. So with that in mind, each time you are rising and lifting, you're going to breathe in. And each time you are dropping down, you're going to breathe out. You can play that out also in things like tilts and twists. So for a twist, you breathe in to get tall, and then you exhale to find your twist. With tilts, another movement of the spine, you breathe in to get tall, and you tilt, exhaling. So I've taken a forward fold, a twist, and a side bend. And now the back bend, guess what? You're opening up. So you're breathing in. Maybe you're breathing out during the back bend to find it. And maybe you're breathing in again to squeeze the shoulders more deeply. And then maybe you're breathing out. And then maybe you're breathing in to drop the head back. That is the general rule of thumb. For some folks, it's difficult. My guidance to you is to go with what's natural and first practice with the pranayama. Finding your space, finding yourself present, finding yourself focused with that cleansing kind of relaxing breath, and then the balancing out with your pranayama, your box breath. And I often share which way to breathe when we practice, and I will do that through many of the postures today as well. So, excuse me. Starting seated today, we're going to drop the hands by the sides. On an exhale, drop your chin to your chest. On an inhale, draw your chin like a pendulum to your left shoulder. On an exhale, drop your chin to your chest. So you kind of get that sense. For an inhale to the shoulder, an exhale to the chest. Keep going. few more pendulum swings. They don't have to be the deepest inhales ever. You want to use that breath to find a little more space in the body. Next time your chin drops down, bring it parallel to the earth. Gosh, excuse me. We're going to inhale and lift the left arm, getting really tall, sending the sitting bones into the earth like they're Velcroed there. And then reaching, so we're building and breathing in and up. And then as we exhale, we take a tilt over to the right. We are not lifting the sitting bones off the mat. But maybe we have more stretch to do, so we bring the right arm out. Breathe in, get tall. And exhale, maybe a little more tilt. Feels really good in the lower shoulder, just to the left of the underarm. We're going to rise up, breathe in, but bring that left hand to your right thigh. And bring your right hand behind you. Inhale nice and deep. Exhale, twist. Inhale fully. Exhale, twist. Eyeballs move in the same direction as the head and neck. One more round. Keep your right hand behind you. Inhale forward. Inhale, float the right hand behind you and up. And exhale, cross it over the left arm to the other thigh. And then we'll breathe in. And we're going to do what when we round? We're getting smaller. We're coming in toward ourselves in the midline. So we exhale. As we inhale, we sit straight up and the arms spread nice and wide. Fingers like you mean it. Go ahead and feel your triceps getting active here. And you can find your breath in ideally a slowish manner, but it doesn't have to be super slow. Loosen the shoulder blades from the muscles underneath them. Sounds kind of weird, but don't even think about it. Just go ahead and do it. And now we're going to tilt, bringing the right arm high and the left hand down. Get super tall, sitting bones into the earth, fingers to the sky. Breathe in. Exhale, tilt to the left. Heart is opening up toward the sky. Sitting bones definitively attached to the earth. And maybe we glide that left hand out, breathing in, lifting the heart, and we tilt a little bit more. As you rise up, a nice inhale, and yet you're dropping the right hand to the left thigh. Bring the left hand behind you. Breathe in. Nice and tall for a twist over to the left. If you overheat, you can breathe out through the mouth, but generally speaking, you're working through the nose if your sinuses allow. Inhale, untwist your torso. Exhale. Inhale, float the left arm behind you and up. And exhale, cross it over to the other thigh. Breathe in. Exhale, scoop the belly in, bottom up ribs toward the bony hips. Drop your head. Inhale, spread your arms nice and wide, right out from your shoulders. Palms are currently facing up. No, they're not, Karen. They're facing forward. We're going to take little tiny circles forward. See if you can work lots of muscles here. Use the back muscles, especially the upper back. Draw the navel in and up. Activate the triceps, and then bring those little circles backward. We're going to expand the circles going forward to a sort of mama bear size. And both arms might not be doing exactly the same thing. We think we're symmetrical, but we are not 100%. And other way. And maybe your arms are starting to feel heavy. That's good. And now larger circles. Sweep those arms forward and up, down and back. I said that a little backwards. And then opposite direction. I'm purposely sweeping my fingers along the floor. It kind of activates my sensory perceptions. And the next time the arms rise up on an inhale, we're going to exhale and let the arms sink into the shoulders. Draw the belly in and up. You want to be nice and strong in the belly so you're not dumping all your energy into your low back. Press the hands together overhead. I'm a little tilty. I'm a little teapot. Bend your elbows. Your fingers come to the nape of the neck. And press your head back into the pillows that are that nice soft part of your low arms. We're moving the navel in and up. We're creating some space in the lungs, and we're opening up the underarms. We're now going to go ahead and bring the palms to the back of the head, but spread the hands so the fingertips are not touching. This requires a little extra work to open up the elbows. And we're going to move into a twist and dip. And I always want to say chip at the end of that. So we're going to twist over to the left. We're going to exhale and dip the elbow. Inhale, rise up, come front. Exhale, twist to the right and dip the left elbow. Inhale, rise, come to center. Exhale, twist, left, dip. Inhale, rise, come to center. Exhale, twist, dip. One more round. Inhale, rise, come to center. Exhale, twist, dip. Inhale, rise, come to center. Last time. Beautiful. We're going to move into a slight back bend, and then we'll take a little interstitial child's pose. So hands draw behind you if you feel more comfortable bringing the soles of the feet together and getting a bit more movement, lubrication, and opening of your hips. Feel free. You want your heels to be as close to your sitting bones as possible. My fingers are pointing toward my body. So now I'm going to lift from the low pelvis all the way up on an inhale, expanding the rib cage, expanding the lungs, lifting the heart, and dropping the head back. Find your breath. Pelvis a little forward to protect your low back. Draw the belly in. Rise back up. Find your way, whatever way makes sense, into your child's pose. I don't know where that frog came from in my throat. Nice wide knees, sitting bones toward the heels. If your knees don't bend this much, you can place a rolled up towel or a blanket or a pillow behind your knees. Forehead on something, so if the body is resisting, you might stack your hands and bring them under your head, or place a blanket or a pillow there. This is a beautiful place to ensure you become present. So maybe you take that deep cleansing breath. And you might notice that helps lengthen the spine, widen the sacrum, and drop the booty closer to the heels. We're going to open the chest, the collarbone, and the underarms a little bit more. So we bring the palms together with long arms in front of us, pinkies on the ground, thumbs toward the sky, bend the elbows, fingers come behind the head, neck, or between the shoulder blades. And then one at a time, without lifting your sitting bones from where they are, you're going to creep the elbows forward till you can't go forward anymore. Relax into the pose with the breath out.
It feels so good. A stretch that you don't really feel at all if you're sitting at a desk all day. Unless you're doing something like cleaning or, I don't know, cutting down trees, you might not feel this ever, except in yoga. I'm going to draw to the forearms
and come into a forearm tabletop. If possible, the fingers are spread wide and that sort of puffy area on the thumb joint is connected to the earth. Now that, for me, quite naturally drops right into my low back and my bottom lifts. So I'm going to draw into a straight spine by moving the navel closer to the spine and up, pressing the tops of the feet onto the ground, and imagining that I'm drawing the mat backward with my hands and my forearms. Now we're going to move into any movement that feels good to you. I'm going to take hip circles. So I'm going to move my hips backward and from left to right first. Find any natural way the breath works with that. I usually breathe in forward, breathe out, coming backward in accordance with our typical guidance. And then the other way. I'll come back to a nice straight spine and move into some cat-cow. So your cat is a breath out as the tailbone tucks and the chin tucks and the back rounds. Your cow is an inhale as you drop the belly, lift the chest and the hips. Coming back to a neutral spine, we'll bring the right leg long on the floor behind us. Well, the leg's not on the floor, but the big toes, the ball of the foot is. I'm just going to press into that heel to open up the bottom of the foot, the toe knuckles, and the calf and the Achilles. You're welcome to rock forward and backward, but I like working on the strength in my upper body by remaining still. Next time your shoulders come over your hips, over your elbows, your right foot will lift up. Square up your hips. Usually the right hip ends up higher than the left, so square them up. Really use the shoelace side of the left foot. And now bend your right knee like you're stepping on the sky. That might be enough for you. You can add a little pump of that leg up and down. We're starting to stretch out the quad and the psoas. You might even bring your heel closer to your bottom and take that same movement, drawing the glutes into the whole party. Knee toward your right elbow. You're going to have to round to do that. Inhale, extend. And now we sweep the right leg above the left calf, bringing the right foot as far outside the mat as possible and placing the shoelace side on the floor. So you're going to sort of, it almost feels like a curtsy. Glide the front of the right hip toward the left heel. You might have to bring your arms back as far as you can so we can start to open up the left glutes. If you have more space to work with, you could tuck your right toes under and lift the right knee off the mat. Woo! Partay. My breath is a little deeper here. I'm very warmed up. I might need to let a heat release take place. So I'm going to breathe in through my nose and then out through the mouth. Rise back to your forearms and then come to a tabletop with that right leg lifted. Sweep the right leg over to the right and put the foot on the ground as far away from the mat as you can. You might start to feel an opening in your inner thigh. We'll walk backward, inhale, rise up. Maybe this is plenty for you. Go ahead and place the right hand on your right thigh. You could stay here or take another tilt. Left arm high and retilt. a little movement into a slightly more strenuous pose, vigorous pose. We look down at the right foot. The left hand follows the gaze. It sweeps across the front of the body and comes outside the left knee. The right arm sweeps toward the left hand and lifts up toward the sky. And we press the pelvis forward. Don't forget to use that right foot. Rock star, spread the fingers like you mean it. Then we're going to curl the fingers into a fist and then force them wide with the breath out. We're going to come back into our three-legged tabletop with the right leg floating behind, and then the knee draws as close to the right elbow as possible. Leg stretches out. We square the hips, tabletop. Now, all those shenanigans, the other side. So we come into our forearm tabletop, cows and cats. Straight, strong spine. Left leg reaches behind, ball of the foot on the ground to open up the calf, heel, ankle, sole of the foot, toes. Rocking if that helps. But be sure to keep drawing the belly in and finding your breath. Activating the hands and the forearms a little backward. We float the left leg off the mat, square up the hips. Bend that left knee. Foot like you're stepping on the clouds. And then pump that leg up and down as much as possible, keeping the hips lined up. If you want to add a little glute power to this, bring the heel closer to your bottom. And then find the same up and down. Square up the hips, extend that left leg, sweep it above the right calf so the foot is way far away from the mat. And then the front of your left hip toward your right heel. Your arms might need to glide back for that. Some real estate between your shoulder blades and allowing the left knee to float if that's helpful. Left leg reaches back up. We come to our hands, three-legged tabletop. Left leg shoots over to the left and the foot comes down to the earth. As wide as possible between the left foot and the right knee. Rise up, rise up, rise up. The Parachute Club from the 1980s. Yeah, there you go. More popular at all, probably. Left hand on your left thigh, right arm floats, and your tilt. Breathing out. Lift the chest on the breath in. Exhale to find more space. And take a peek down at the left foot. The right hand follows. It sweeps in front. Lands outside the right knee. Left arm comes down toward it. It reaches high, pelvis forward, rock star. We've had a full workout. We haven't stood up once. We are going to do a few standing postures. And we sweep that arm down to the right, back in front of us. Sweep the left leg behind. Knee comes toward your left elbow. Stretch back out, the knee comes down and into a child's pose. Perhaps deepening your breath. It's a good place to consider an intention for the rest of your day, even though we have another 20-something minutes of practice. Maybe a little motivation or intention for what you aspire to when you walk off your mat. All righty, come back into the tabletop. Bring your knees right under your hips. Walk your hands forward a couple of inches. Tuck your toes under. On an exhale, draw your belly in and up as you draw and lift your hips for downward dog. You might pedal into the dog. I think we might need to do some wrist work today. My wrists are very tight. Now lift of the heels so you're on the balls of your feet. An exhale to press your chest toward your thighs. An inhale to look forward. And an exhale to tippy toe all the way to your hands. And bring your heels down, forward fold. Knees can bend. If you like a bind, take it here. And relax into the forward fold. There is still a little lift of the belly. It's not hugely activated. Nod your head, shake your head, open and close your jaw, waggle the eyebrows. Drop the hands. Maybe a little sway if your hands happen to reach the ground. Get the backs of the fingers and the tips of the fingers. Feeling this beautiful texture. Well, you might have a very smooth mat. I have a textured mat. Bring your feet as wide as your mat and parallel to the mat. Left fingertips on the ground under your nose. Bend your left knee. Take the heel of the right hand to your low back. Inhale, lift up halfway. So you still have a flat back, but your left knee is bent. It's kind of odd. Take a breath in and exhale, twist to the right. If it feels okay, you can open up that right arm. We're working on the IT band in the right leg. So if you don't feel anything there, see if you can really straighten that leg. If that doesn't help, twist more from the navel. If that doesn't help, move your feet closer. And if that doesn't help, lengthen both legs. Exhale, come, bring the right hand back down. Straighten your left leg, bend your right knee. Heel of the left hand at your low back, lift halfway, breathe in. Exhale, twist to the left. You're welcome to sweep that left arm high. On my left side, I seem to have activated the IT band immediately. Exhale, hands to the mat, heel toe your feet closer together. Soften your knees, and on an inhale, rise up to stand mountain pose. I like feeling tall because my head comes off the top of the camera view. We're going to reach the arms overhead, interlace the fingers, and send the palms to the sky. A little wrist work, a little finger work. Bend the knees into a chair. It doesn't have to be too low. And then draw the shoulders forward, the belly in as you reach the palms forward. Rise up, unbend your knees, a little back bend. And exhale, bend your knees, arms forward, round your shoulders, scoop the belly in. 2 more. Staying in this chair, draw the hands behind you. See if you can go ahead and draw the knuckles closer to the ground. Then we're going to draw up to the balls of the feet. Imagine you're gripping something between your ankles. That will help a lot. Thighs are like they're sort of spinning in toward each other. Stay on the balls of the feet. Sink deeper with your knees. Big breath in. Stay low. Bring your heels down. Nice. We're going to do that again. Belly in. Rise up to the balls of the feet. Stay low. Bend your knees a little more. Energy toward your bottom, not the front of the body. Stay low. Bring your heels down. Woohoo! And then we're going to take a fold. Bent knees become a little straighter. Bound hands maybe float from your spine, maybe not. An awesome place to bounce around, move your neck. Exhale, release the hands to the earth. Find your halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. You do not want your hands on your knees. Now, close your eyes. Feel the sitting bones reaching back, the navel reaching up toward the sky, the shoulders reaching toward the hips, and the crown of the head reaching forward. Ooh, like a half inch taller. Exhale, forward, fold, release. Inhale, rise back to stand. Arms overhead. We're going to take one vinyasa sequence. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, forward fold, step back, high plank. Maybe hold that for a moment. Perhaps your knees drop down and for your low plank. And the heart shifts forward for your upward dog or your back bend. Exhale into downward dog. Breathe in and out. Once again, we rise to the tiptoes, bend the knees. This time we make our way a hop, skip, walk, or jump forward to your hands, forward fold, any bind you desire. Hands release to the ground, chair pose, Utkatasana. East-west pose, left arm forward, right arm behind. Check your hips are square. Arms come forward, and exhale, twist the other way. Arms come forward, rise up. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift. And a forward fold, left foot to the back of the mat, runner's lunge. Really stretch the space between your front heel and your back toes. And maybe for balance, move the right foot out to the right. Pop that left knee toward the ground, just tap, straighten it back out. Straighten your front leg. Peel the ball of the foot off the ground. Ball of foot back to the ground, runner's lunge. Left knee down, it lifts back up. Right leg extends, keep that left leg super powered up. Come forward, runner's lunge. Drop your left knee to the ground. Anjaneyasana, maybe your hands come to your thigh first, by your sides or overhead. I like them by my sides, I can find more of a back bend here. So energy in the heel of the front foot. The shoelace side of the back foot activates your left glutes and your left psoas. This is a back bend. And then we'll move into our half split. Hands frame your front foot, extend your right leg, and peel the ball of foot off the ground. Heart is reaching forward, so don't worry about getting your head close to your leg. Fairly standard sequence today, so we can pay attention to the breath. So we're going to shoot that right foot backwards so it's flat on the mat. My mat is going to fold up, so tuck your back toes under. We'll move into pyramid pose, popping the left foot up part way, ensuring your right hip is squared up with your left. And if you like, a deeper fold. Remembering that we are in a fold, so the exhale is going to help us find that fold. The inhale, maybe we lift up a little bit, shoulders backward, hips backward, and your fold. Back foot should be in a warrior one stance. Maybe you lengthen your stance to come into warrior one. Front knee bends, hands to your hips, rise up. Let's bring the arms out. I need to make a longer stance. Cactus arms. Right elbow under left, eagle arms. And remember, on a fold, as we humble this warrior, we're keeping that back leg strong and we're breathing out. Rise up, arms overhead to your heart or your hips. Step forward into chair pose. Beautiful. Inhale, rise up. Breathe out, forward fold. You're Adho Uttanasana. Exhale, forward fold. Right foot way to the back of the mat. Runner's lunge. That was on an exhale. Pelvis a little forward. Stretch that back leg. On an exhale, tap your back knee. Inhale, lengthen that leg. Exhale, straighten your front leg. Lift the ball of foot from the mat. Inhale, forward, runner's lunge, heart open. Exhale, tap your knee. Inhale, lengthen that leg. Lengthen the front leg. Peel the top of the foot off the mat or the front of the foot. Exhale one more time. Runner's lunge now down to Anjaneyasana. If possible, well, let's start if you're imbalanced. Slow the breath down. Find a point in front of your mat to stare at. Focus, drishti, and maybe move the left foot up to the left. Now the hands by your sides are over your head. You're going to sneak the pelvis forward. Send energy into the heel of the front foot and the shoelace side of the back. Let those shoulders draw together. Belly in and up. Moving into our half split, Ardha Hanumanasana. Left foot glides back to the mat for a 90-degree angle of your knee. Back toes tuck under. Pyramid pose, Parsvottanasana. Square up your hips. Exhale for your fold. Head is heavy. Back foot warrior one shape. Maybe make more space front to back. Warrior one, back bend. Eagle, what do you call it? Cactus arms? What do you call it? Eagle arms left under right. Inhale to lift the elbows, hands float from the face. Strong, strong, strong back leg and glutes. Exhale, humble your warrior. Both hands to the mat. Back knee drops. And we find our way all the way to the mat. Take your time. We're going to move into a couple of bridge poses, whether Pilates style, meaning your feet are closer or farther away from your sitting bones, especially if you have low back issues, I recommend that. And otherwise, you can bring your heels closer to your bottom. For everybody, scoot your shoulder blades a little closer to the hips and toward each other. Bring your hands to the mat. Tilt your pelvis so that the low back touches the mat. On an inhale, knees float forward, hips lift, pelvis reaches toward the sky, and maybe you snuggle the shoulder blades closer together or clasp your fingers if that gives you more lift. Keep pressing into the feet and bringing the pelvis and the tailbone up. Lift the pelvis, round the spine a little, and unzip from this all the way to the mat. Breath in and a breath out. We'll take one more back bend, tilting the pelvis so that the low back is connected to the earth. We inhale, lifting the hips, knees come forward, shoulder blades love each other. Keep that tailbone pointed toward the sky. Working our way toward the end of practice, the pelvis tilts up, we unzip. We bring the feet as wide as the mat, the knees knot together. Arms flop out with the palms up. Take a little movement, very slowly with the knees left and right, like windshield wipers in a car. And the next time your knees drop over to the right, leave them there. Take your right ankle and place it to the outside of your left knee. If possible, your gaze moves over your left arm. We're starting to slow it down, so come back to the breath. Even Steven, as they say, equal amounts in and out. Just a slight bit of breath control to calm the body. Unhook your right ankle, place the foot on the ground. Knees drop together toward the sky again. Bring the knees to the right and then all the way to the left. And take that left ankle, place it outside the right knee. And then move your nose so it's pointing opposite of the knees. Unhook the leg, knees to the sky. Lengthen your spine, and now whatever feels good for you here, a happy baby, legs up the wall, or just gathering your knees into your chest for a little rock left and right. Stretching out that lower back. Shoulder blades on the ground if possible, or if you're rocking, maybe you lift your head off the ground and make yourself a little smaller. Kind of like a hedgehog. In your final resting posture, I'm going to keep my knees bent today. My low back has been a little cranky. Palms up. And we're coming back to the first breath intention of being here and now and relaxing. So shoulders toward your hips, breath in, fill the belly, fill the lungs, vocalize it out the mouth. 2 more. A natural breath. The muscles are loosened. The body is simultaneously heavy and light. Deepen the breath once again. And find your way, whatever way, back to a seat where we will close our practice a little bit late with a chant of Om if you'd like to join in. Big breath in. Thumb knuckles right to the center forehead. May you find intention. May you find motivation. May you allow your breath to support you. Namaste. Thank you ever so much for joining me. Always a treat to practice with you, even though you can see me, but I can't see you. I hope you have a great week or evening or day or whenever it is that you have taken this, and that you come back. And if you have the funds, please donate. Everything helps. But I also understand that not everyone has the funds. I hope you have a wonderful remainder of your day and week. Cheers.